Okay, so again, you can play good golf with any kind of swing plane, an upright swing or a flat swing, as we've learnt before. It's ideal though if your swing plane is somewhere in between the two extremes, but the bottom line is you have to have what's called a consistent plane line throughout the swing. What I'm going to do to highlight this, I'm going to stick a tee just in the end of my golf club, just sticking a tee in the butt of the club, usually a little hole in the end of the grip we can stick a tee in. Using that tee and the head of the golf club, we can get a good understanding of what the correct plane line is throughout the golf swing. So I've got this white line, these two blocks of wood on the ground here. Using the head of the golf club and that tee, I can get a good idea, a good understanding of the correct plane line. When I swing the golf club, whichever part of the club is closest to the ground at any point in the swing, that part of the club has to be pointing along the target line, along the line that the ball is on. So when I swing the club away from the ball, if I have a nice one-piece movement away from the ball, this part of the club, the head of the club, is pointing nicely along the line of the target. I don't want to get the swing off to a bad start by dominating too much with my arms, swinging the club too much in front of me, and I don't want to dominate just with my shoulders, swinging the club too much behind me. I'll have my shoulders, my arms and the club all swinging away as one. So at this point here, this part of the club is pointing along the target line. Once I then swing past waist high, once the elbows hinge, once the right elbow hinges, once the wrist hinge, then this part of the club, which has the grip in it, the tee in it, I can now see that tee pointing down towards that white line. I haven't hinged the elbow and the wrists the wrong way so that that tee is pointing either out in front of me or behind me. If I'm in this position at the top of the swing, far more natural for the club to swing down along the right line. When I start the downswing, this tee is still pointing along that target line. I haven't thrown the tee out here in front of me. I haven't thrown the tee out behind me. And then when the club swings down to waist high on the downswing, it's in a nice parallel line to that, or in a parallel position to that line on the ground, in a spot where it's really naturally going to swing right through the ball to the target. So that's the main key to having a good consistent plane line. Really allows the club to naturally swing along the right path. Having a bad plane line, your club will naturally swing through the ball, but it's not in a path or in a plane that's related to the target.